How's it going today, guys? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Daiwa BG series spinning reel. So right here we have a Daiwa BG 5000 on a Daiwa rod. I forget what model it is. It's got a little bit of backbone in it. It's got a soft tip, that way when I'm fighting kingfish I have the bend in the rod, that way I can fight kingfish. And right now I have just kingfish rig rigged up on this rod because I figured I'd just get it ready for when kingfish season starts to come around, or if we decide to go after blackfins in February and January. But so what is so good about this reel? Find out later in the video, guys.
That is a nice.
So I just want to start off by saying that Daiwa is makes really good reels. This is one of their more economical reels. I would say this reel, I want to say, retails at I want to say $130, which is more of an economical side on the reels. It's a good reel for its price point. It's definitely really good, and they did come out recently with a BG and that is a better reel than this for sure. I do look forward to getting to experience the BG because I had a good experience with this reel. So this reel is really good. It's good for casting. It's good for trolling, bottom fishing. It's got plenty of backbone in it. Where on this rod I can maybe I'll do a rod review later, but I could rip off bottom fish off the bottom. This has, I believe, 25 pounds of drag. This reel, the 5000 series right here. Different sizes have different amounts of drag. But one thing about Daiwa that I realized is that compared to other brands is that their reels for their size have a lot more line capacity. Like this would be probably comparable to 6000 size Penn Battle 3. Why? Because they have a larger spool. I don't know if you can see that, but the spool is larger, allowing for more line on the reel. But the reels are larger, so like this is the same size as probably like a 6000 series Shimano Stella or Battle 3. But what's good about this is that you have a wider variety of fish you could target. Like I could target mahi, kingfish, blackfin tuna, grouper, snapper on this reel. It's a really versatile reel. You could use it for surf fishing, even though I would say that spin fishing is more of a surf fishing reel than this reel. But if you plan to do any inshore fishing, offshore or nearshore fishing, it's a really great reel. You can use this for inshore. You can use a 4000. You can even use this size reel if you're going after tarpon and stuff like that. They have 3000 series reel. I believe they do have a 2000 or 2500 series reel, and maybe even a 1000 series reel. But those are more for bass fishing. Even for bass fishing, I'd like to at least have a 3000 series reel or 4000 series reel. I'm not a big bass fisherman, so I'm not the best at bass fishing, but that's just what I would say. And then this reel too, it's really good for nearshore and offshore. I would recommend going with a 4000 all the way up to, I believe, the 10,000 series reel, what they have. And you can really catch some bigger fish on these reels. Like the big size reel, you could catch bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, all those bigger tuna, sailfish. You could probably catch a sailfish on this reel if you were to pitch a bait out and have enough line capacity on here to where you put it. Also, guys, depends on the line capacity you put on these reels. It's like this reel, I put 40-pound braid on it because I have 25 pounds of drag on here, and I can use it for anything really. I can use it to catch bottom fish, I can use it to catch pelagics, I can use it to catch anything. I set this reel to where it be very versatile for me and where I can catch anything on this reel practically that swims where I'm planning to be fishing, even a sailfish. So this reel, I put 40-pound braid on it, and according to this, it should have 480 yards. Okay, 480 yards, guys. If I pitch a bait out to a sailfish, if I pitch a bait out to a school of mahi, I'm gonna be able to catch them. If I drop down in 150 feet of water and I hook up to a grouper, a nice mangrove snapper, a red snapper, I'm gonna be able to get that fish off the bottom. Now if it's a really big grouper, I don't know, because it only has 25 pounds of drag, but I know my line is not gonna break as long as I have good connections on my line, and it's not gonna break because I have 40-pound braid on here, and the max drag on this reel is 25 pounds. Now what a lot of people don't realize is they think the max drag is all in the reel. There's also the rod, and I have a more of like a, I would say like a medium action, medium rod. That way I can also put a little bit more pressure on the reel, because it's only 25 pounds of drag like this. The reel is putting 25 pounds of stopping power. But also a lot of people don't realize is they don't factor in the rod, which has a bend in it, which is also putting drag on the fish. So I'm putting more like 35 pounds of pressure on the fish. Now if I were to get like a more expensive reel, the Daiwa has like the Saltiga and I had a rod like this, or probably wanted something a little bit stronger and maybe a little bit of a bent tip, you could get some bigger grouper on it too, and deeper water. But if you plan to be fishing for bottom fish, this is a really good versatile reel, especially for the money that you're going to spend on it. The line, by the time you buy the line, I believe the braid I bought was like $30, and so by the time you finish spending on everything, the rod, I want to say it was like $70 or $80. So by the time it's all said and done, you spend about $200 on this outfit, and you have a pretty decent outfit, and it's really versatile. And they also do have the combos, guys. I am going to link just the reels link down below in the description from where I bought it from. And this is reels. It has 7 ball bearings, so it allows for really good rotations. It's really smooth reel. It's got a really nice drag. I've caught some big barracuda on this reel, caught kingfish on this reel, caught a lot of fish on this reel, grouper, snapper. I've really caught a lot, but most of the time I'm not catching a lot of grouper, snapper on this reel because I'm using this as a flatline reel. But also, you can use this as a bottom fishing reel, and it's really good. You can really put the pressure on a fish if you need to, and you're really going to be able to get some bigger fish with this reel. This 5000 series reel, you could upgrade it. This is what I found to be the perfect size. I think most of you will find it as a perfect size, whether you're doing some nearshore fishing, offshore fishing, inshore. Inshore is a really good tarpon reel. You could definitely catch a big tarpon on here. Any big inshore fish you'd be able to catch on this reel. A big snook. I know a lot of guys like to use these reels for the big snook and the big redfish in the jetties and around the bridges where the current is strong and they need to get them away from the pilings. This reel definitely has enough drag to do that, and has enough stopping power to stop the fish from getting you wrapped on a big dock. Or you're either fishing the docks too. A lot of people might use a bigger reel to get the bigger snook off the docks. Now most of the time, inshore you're probably going to be using like a 3 or 4 size 1000 series reel. They have this too. I would say really, unless you're going after like a lot of like tuna, like bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna, you don't really need a bigger reel than the 5000 series. But if you do decide to get a bigger reel because you're going after those fish, go ahead and do that, because that is what you're going to need. And it is a little bit more, but for the price, this is definitely a good reel. And I've just been really pleased with this reel. As you can see, the knob on this is an okay knob. I do like the this is more of a knob for power. Then they also have the circular knob. I forget what it's called, of course, but the power knob I believe it was called. But that I find is easier for when I am doing like some when I'm chasing a pelagic or something. But this reel right here, this actually is pretty comfortable to hold this knob. I know a lot of people overlook this part in a reel. This part of the reel is actually really important because you want to be able to comfortable when you're fighting a lot on the time with fish, or you're holding this rod for a while and moving it up and down and jigging. This is another thing I didn't mention with this rod. I don't do a lot of vertical jigging, but if you were to vertical jig with this reel, it'd be a really good reel. I know I did do a little bit of jigging over the summer with this reel with my neighbor, and I hooked a big barracuda with it, and I lost it, of course, to sharks. But it's a really good vertical jigging reel. You can has plenty of line for rotation. I don't think it's on this reel. I don't remember it, but it definitely does. Every rotation for the reel, it does bring in a lot of line back on the reel. So if a big fish, like a big kingfish or a big blackfin tuna or something, dumps a spool, you'll be able to get right back on that fish and reel them in. Now I don't know a whole lot about wahoo fishing, but I think if you were able to like pitch a bait out while you're kingfishing, like on the other side of the coast, and a big wahoo slams it, if you're up by the oil rigs and you're fishing with this, I think you would be able to get a wahoo on this reel. I don't know how big of a wahoo or how much wahoo run. I'm not an expert at wahoo, but you will be able to catch pretty much any fish that swims by with this reel. This is a really great reel for really any inshore angler. I would definitely put this reel towards the top of the reels that I would say. It's versatile. You can cast it, you can pitch it, you can drop it. Little kids can use this easily by just opening the bail and just dropping it down. You could use it for bait fishing, like I know, like the big blue runners when you're in deeper water, like 80 feet of water, and trying to get some big blue runners for kingfish and stuff like that. This is a really good reel. It comes in hand. You can bring the blue runners up. Also, you could put a kingfish rig on this reel and be able to catch a pretty nice kingfish. As you can see, I do have a kingfish rig on this reel. It's a bigger stinger rig, and I got my 40-pound fluoro, about a 30-foot top shot 40-pound fluoro connected to my 40-pound braid. I do have gray braid on here just because I felt like getting gray braid and I thought it might look nice, and it does look nice. But this reel, it looks cool too. Of course, after you look at it enough, it'll be default and you won't think it's that cool. But it's definitely a cool looking reel. I definitely thought it was a pretty cool reel when I looked at it, and this reel for its price is a really good reel. And that's pretty much it, all I have to say about this reel, guys. I would rate this reel probably a 5-star reel. I would definitely say maybe a 4 out of 5. It definitely does remind me of some of the more expensive reels that you would use for bigger fish. It definitely has a smooth drag system. It's a really smooth reel. It's a great reel, and I'm going to show you guys this a little bit more. And I've been really pleased with this reel, especially for the price. Daiwa makes a lot of great reels, and if you guys are interested in more reel videos like this, make sure to comment down below. And if you guys haven't seen the video yet of our 5,000 Instagram following challenge or 10,000 follower, I'll be donating money to charity, as well as YouTube challenge of trying to get to 1,100 subscribers this year by end of the year, December 31st, and I will be donating $500 for that, and then also $250 to $500 for Instagram. So make sure to follow me on Instagram, guys. Thanks for watching, and please smash the like button for this video and subscribe if you haven't already. You'd be donating to charity, basically. Thanks for watching today's video, guys, and until next time.